How's it going, everybody? Zacy here, and today I'm doing a shameless double upload because we just got a reveal trailer for the new Harry Potter HBO series. I cannot wait for this thing. It looks absolutely incredible. Today I'm going to be going over everything I noticed within the trailer, and there's lots to break down, so let's get into it. First up, we got Privet Drive, and this looks exactly how it is in real life and in the first Harry Potter movie. Of course, in the first Harry Potter movie, they just actually used the real Privet Drive, but this looks like a pretty great recreation of it so far. It looks like we're also going to be getting stuff from Harry's early days with him being bullied by Dudley and his friends in school. This will of course lead to Harry winding up on top of the roof of that school and them just marking him as having weird abilities. We're going to see a lot of Harry being neglected by the Dursleys in this. Because look right here, we got Petunia Dursley, and she's just cutting up Harry's hair. This happens because when Harry's hair was getting cut in the first book, his hair just kept growing back, so she would just cut it. Another notable scene that we didn't see in the movie is Harry and Hagrid taking the train together. This scene will be great because we get to see a guy that is huge like Hagrid trying to fit into this public service train. And it looks like he's going to be telling him a bit about his parents here, so that's always great to see. And of course, we saw the set photos of them being at the actual King's Cross, so here it actually is within the trailer. It looks great. I'm thinking this might be the only set piece that is the same as both the movies and the TV show. But one thing I haven't really been seeing people talk about is we actually see Hedwig in this trailer when Harry is quickly running across King's Cross Station. And it's here in platform 9 3/4, of course, that we get to see Molly Weasley for the first time in this trailer. And this is our first time also seeing Ron in the trailer. And she's giving him a big hug before he goes off to Hogwarts for the first time. Of course, Ron will have just met Harry slightly before this, but in the train is when they'll actually truly meet each other. And we finally get our first look at Hogwarts in this series. I am so excited to finally get to see what they're doing with Hogwarts. I've been wondering for the longest time if we're just going to get the regular Hogwarts look of the castle, similar to what I have in the big form Lego there, or the smaller one on the shelf, or just similar to how Hogwarts is throughout the movies, throughout Hogwarts Legacy. But I kind of think it'd be cool if they gave Hogwarts a new special unique design for this show. But I could also see them doing what they did in Hogwarts Legacy, keep the same design on the outside and just change up the way it looks in the inside, because this already looks very different from how it looks within the Harry Potter movies. And of course, with our first shot of Hogwarts, we get our first shot of Minerva McGonagall. She looks great. She looks a lot younger than she does in the movies, and that is because McGonagall was supposed to be a lot younger in the movies, but a lot of the actors that they hired for the original movies were just a lot older than their book counterpart, so it's nice to see that we're getting a lot of the characters to be the same ages that they were supposed to be in the books. Of course, we also get to see the Sorting Hat here. It looks great. It is a bit more dark than it is in the movie, but I do think the movie kind of perfected the look of the Sorting Hat, but I do like the way this one looks, and I hope we get to see it sing. But after this, we get our first shot of the Golden Trio together, and this is what I'm most excited for. All three of them just look great as the characters. In particular, the girl who plays Hermione, when we saw that audition tape of her, she just screamed Emma Watson Hermione-ness as it was. But an interesting part of the trailer I wanted to talk about is Harry's wand, because we actually get to see it in the trailer here as Ollivander hands it to him. It looks a lot more dark than Harry's wand actually does here in real life and how it did in the Harry Potter movies, and I feel like they're going to make this wand look more similar to how Tom Riddle's wand is going to look when they eventually introduce him into the series, because, you know, the wands are twins to each other. Then we get our first shot at Malfoy in this trailer, along with Crabbe and Goyle. Looks like he's pulling out his wand for something. I'm sure he's going to be instigating something with Harry in this scene. Snape will probably walk by, give Harry like taking away 50 points from Gryffindor or something like that, because that's just what Snape does. But Lux Pratt looks great here as Malfoy. I knew the second that they announced his casting, he just has that smug look, and it looks like we see Crabbe and Goyle behind him there, so very excited for more on this. But one of my favorite parts about this trailer is the Nimbus 2000. We finally get a good look of it in the packaging here. We're going to get a better shot of it in just a moment, but it's really cool to see the actual box that it comes in, because when we first see it in the Philosopher's Stone movie, it's just kind of wrapped up in paper packaging. So it's cool to see it finally in an actual box that it would come in if you were to buy a Nimbus 2000. But notably, we know we're going to get a lot more Quidditch in this, which I'm very excited for, because we see Gryffindor versus Hufflepuff in the trailer for Quidditch, which is great. This is the game in the book where Harry catches the snitch in record time, so I'm going to be very excited to see that. If you look closely here on the left side of the Gryffindors, you could actually see the two Weasley twins. This is the first and only shot we actually have of them in the trailer so far. And of course, we got Harry walking up with the Nimbus 2000. I love the way that it looks in this. And I like their Quidditch outfits in this. I kind of like how it's just a cape with like more of a sportsy outfit. I love the outfits that they had in Quidditch during the past Harry Potter movies, but really liking the way this is looking so far. We also got a great look at the Herbology classroom earlier in the year when we saw the actual outside of the set that they physically built for this, and now we get a full-on inside look of it in the trailer. I can't tell if that's a mandrake in the pot there beside Madame Sprout. I don't think it would be, because that is something for Chamber of Secrets, but hey, if they do it a little bit early, who am I to judge? Looks like we'll also be getting the iconic snowball fight at Hogwarts that was in the books. I wonder if we're going to get to see Fred and George throwing snowballs at the back of Professor Quirrell's turban, which will just be hilarious considering Voldemort's face is on the back of that, and he would be crashing out that snowballs are being thrown at him and he can't do anything. So I would just love to see that, just so it could be more hilarious to think about later. But easily the most funny shot from the trailer is Hagrid making snow angels in the snow. I'm assuming this happens around the snowball fight scene. Here we have our first look at Snape, and I gotta say, I actually think he looks really cool in this. I really like the dreadlocks. I'm very excited to see what Papa's going to do with the character of Snape. I think it's going to be a slightly different portrayal from Alan Rickman, but very excited to see this, and I think he looks great as Snape, so I think the controversy should just go away at this point. We also got our first look at Dumbledore in this trailer, and let me just say, look at this. This looks very similar to how Dumbledore looks in the books, at least from what we got on the back of the Philosopher's Stone book from back in the day. Dumbledore looks like a spitting image of this. He is wearing darker outfits, but I hope that we're going to see him wearing more colorful outfits like this. Is that big long beard? That looks like Dumbledore, like, to the T. And of course, we got Ron and Harry's first time meeting on the Hogwarts Express here at the end of the trailer. I love how they included the detail of Ron's nose being dirty, and just getting to see stuff of the Golden Trio hanging out with each other just makes me so much more happy, because that is what this show is going to be all about for 7 whole seasons. And I just can't wait. And luckily, we're getting it now. This year in 2026, Christmas time. I really can't wait. This year was looking loaded on movies as it was, and now we're getting the Harry Potter show in 2026 as well. Like, oh my god, I can't wait. I'm really excited for this show. I just watching the trailer, smile on my face the whole time, like ear to ear. I'm so excited for this show. I can't wait. Leave a like and subscribe, because I'm going to be doing updates on this show as we go, along with updates for all your favorite games and Legos. I'm Zacy. I'll see you guys all in the next one.